Penguin Modern Classics. Light the log burner. Let the trees burn, words burn. Keep yourself warm this cold night. Open the damper. The fire will roar. Draw the curtain on the scarlet sky. Darkness is not far away, and neither is the frost. Let the deceased descend from the shelf and disport themselves on the table beside a pot of freshly brewed coffee. The letters form themselves into names you know well but cannot easily know at all. Let them announce themselves. Here we are, they whisper. Here we are again, the same as we always were, but different, as of course you are, dear reader. You must forgive us for reminding you of this. We cannot help being dog-eared, fly-spotted, and ever so slightly foxed, as you are, dear reader, as you are, even as the fire goes out and the coffee grows cold.
Foundation myths. Having a few, and then a few more. Elbow working, bottoms up, down the hatch. He stews on his own brews and steeps them in conspiracy's deeps. Hump it or lump it. Stump up or come off it. Full as a bull, bellowing and randy, looking for a share of hash magandie. Wholly leftover finger bones from an Irish cannibal feast during the potato famine, bought out as family heirlooms to add to the cauldron of bubbling gravy. 7 famines, 7 plagues, 7 crosses, 7 blades under 7 rains. Green colleens hang heads full of sorrow. Skimpy, skipped, leafed histories, harmonics of colonials, uneasy in native spaces. I shuffle chance events that have led me here on the card table of my mind, like so many pendants on a charm bracelet, the padlock, the heart, the key, the ballet slipper. The old ones are dying, and the young ones are struggling to emerge from a chrysalis of vape fug, working the room till they find the door and exit, exotic to themselves and others. Amid seeds, chaff, straw, a smatter of hail, out in the fresh air, the fly's lazy drone fills the silence as the dust-covered box fills the gap under the roof. Thickly sprinkled, gritty, white and grey and black, ashes of us all flung skywards make eyes smart, teary. Ashes in the mouth taste like vines burnt at the stake. In vino veritas, that charcoal flavour of bottom of bin liner, bagged and standing out in the rain at the back of the closed restaurant.
Deep colour. Somewhere down there in the aquarium, gleaming like a bit of neon, the tiny floating scarf of a fin. Deep colour. The words for it are out of range. That much I can tell you. What I cannot say is how a life gathers its themes. The twist of colour twirls, it comes to me like a lost strand in the plait of ancestry. Should I try and pin it down or avoid it on account of what might lie there? They would tell me not to know is loss. Would they send me back to yesterday? I have no attachment to that opaque throng, only one or two of whom stand out from the murk of the tank. The atrocities of the past lie there, compacted to a single bed. Day after day, the past waits for the present to fall into its hands. One truth will soon displace another. I am left with this. A life gathers its themes, some of which it may never weave. Deep colour twirls in the tank, standing in for what I didn't ask. Now she's gone, and not to know is loss.
Botanising. I'm sitting on the gravel where the cars pull in, outside the paddock gate. It's too early for devices, so as my pony grazes, I dawdle my hand among the weeds. Knowing the pleat of a plantain leaf, I tug and knot the hairy stem around itself to spring the feathered nub. It jumps a distance, and I look after, idly. There I discover a thing, that this verge of afternoon dilates the closer down I get. The grain and scatter makes me small of quiet. There's a drift here I can follow. Into the corolla of a flower, say a buttercup. Its name is to lightly hold, to settle on this yellow brim that cradles me as I sit there still. I still remember sitting by the road's edge in the petals when a ute's tires crunched and a man leaned out to ask me what I was doing. With no thought, I said, "I'm waiting to be picked up." "If you stay there, you will be," he told me. But I am distinct from that flower and from him, as I had noticed.
Eridanus, the river. I do disappear into the wing. The air remains and it changes. The I, the isn't. Flight borrows me, who is also air. There is no restraint, no prior desire. I see and cells become airborne, in me, not me, or my head lifted every time, or you to ground when there are fallen plums. Aware or unaware of my standing still, you pinched the yellow plum between your beak and gagged it down. Colour was inadequate because static, mutable you, not oil slick, not metallic, not iridescent. I would peel my skin.
Happy National Poetry Day. This is the poem Effigy from my forthcoming book, When I Reach for Your Pulse. Effigy. I waited all my life for my father to die, and when he finally did, I heard the whip of voices caged within his skull. In the neighborhood, maple branches sprawled into each other, each trunk an asthmatic wheeze summiting the snake line, each limb heaving into the next. A pattern ripples through the absence of whom we scatter. I heard my own pulse shelled by inheritance, felt the stubborn flesh of a neck that snapped its own beat. Outside, when people celebrate the terrorist's death in the streets, I do not leave my house. When my father finally died, we cut him from the ceiling, fed him sweets, dipped him in oil and burned, like an effigy, the voiceless body. Thank you.